series of videos, Exemplar of Devotion and Knowledge. Today I would like to share with you the story of Prahlad, the story of Bhakta Prahlad. It's a very interesting and inspiring story of devotion and divine love. Bhakta Prahlada's story comes in the 7th Skanda of Srimad Bhagavad. Prahlada was an Asura kid, born in an Asura family. Asuric family means they naturally have the Asuric tendency towards violence and worldly pleasures. And his father, Hiranyakashipu, was a very famous and strong, powerful Asura who always opposes Lord Vishnu. But his mother was a very pious lady. Prahlada, before being born in his mother's womb itself, he heard the discourse of sage Narada about Brahma Vidya and about Lord Vishnu. And sage Narada advised his mother, and he heard all this from the womb of his mother. So right from the time of birth, when he was a very small child itself, he always had unswearing devotion towards Lord Vishnu. Whatever karma he did, whether he was eating or playing or studying, whatever he did, he always remembered Lord Vishnu. This angered his father Hiranyakashipu. He had anger towards Lord Vishnu. So he tried his best to change this devotional tendency in his child. But he was not able to do that. So he sent the small child to the Asura Gurukul. There the teachers tried their best to change his tendencies, devotional tendencies, but they could not succeed. Even in the Gurukul, that is in the school, Prahlada used to preach his fellow students and even his teachers about the devotional aspects of Lord Vishnu. He explained about Lord Vishnu, he explained about his leelas. No one could change this child. Even the gurus gave him punishment, but it least affected Prahlad, because he was completely immersed in the bhakti towards Lord Vishnu, and the rays of Lord Vishnu, it covered him and nothing could affect Prahlada. He used to preach his fellow students about the 9 aspects of bhakti. That is the 9 aspects of devotion. He made it famous. The 9 aspects of devotion are Shravana, to hear about Lord; Kirtana, to sing about the praise of Lord; Smarana, always to think about the Lord; Pada Sevana, to do worship to the Lord's feet; Archana, to worship Him with mantras; Vandana, to salute the Lord, to worship His full form; Dasya, to serve Him; then Sahya, to have friendship with the Lord; Atma Nivedana, complete surrender to the Lord. So this he preached to his fellow students and everyone there. When the teachers in the Gurukul, when they were not able to change the devotional tendencies of Prahlad, they brought Prahlad back to the palace and gave to Hiranyakashipu. Even in the palace, in front of his father Hiranyakashipu, Prahlada preached the devotional philosophy to everyone present there. Even to his father and his relatives and fellow asuras, he preached the 9 aspects of bhakti, that is the 9 aspects of devotion. So nothing could change the devotional tendency of Prahlad towards Lord Vishnu. And this angered his father Hiranyakashipu. He told his father and his gurus and fellow friends, relatives, everyone, all the asuras, that ignorance is the cause of the worldly life. Ignorance is the cause of arrogance. Not knowing the Lord is the cause of all the problems and difficulties in this world. And if you have devotion towards Lord Vishnu, then it is easy to get rid of our problems. Prahlad used to say his fellow students and his friends that a man's life, half of his life is spent in darkness, in ignorance. That is, half of the time he sleeps. And the first 20 years is gone in childhood and youthful play. And the next 30 or 40 years is gone in doing karma, attaining wealth, power, and all the luxuries. He'd go after that. And the last 20 to 30 years is spent in old age. So there is no time to think about Lord Vishnu. So he advised his friends to think about Lord Vishnu now itself, so that anyone can get rid of the problems in life very easily. Prahlad was all the time deeply immersed in divine love. And Prahlad very well knows that Atma, that is, pervades everywhere, and that Atma is Lord Vishnu. The physical body is inert, and it undergoes 6 different stages of change. The 6 different stages are creation, existence, growth, mature, decay, and destruction. So no need to care about this external body. The Atma inside is to be taken care of. And he advised everyone to take care of that Atma. And he said everyone that the biggest enemy in a person's life is his uncontrolled mind. So if we have devotion towards Lord Vishnu, that mind will be balanced and we can understand the truth. This he had used to advise to his father Hiranyakashipu, who is a very powerful asura, to his friends, relatives, and everyone in the palace. So Hiranyakashipu was very angry with this boy. And he gave a lot of punishments to this boy. He inflicted tortures on this boy, but nothing helped him. Nothing affected him, because all the time he was completely in connection with Lord Vishnu. So at one stage, his father Hiranyakashipu ordered his gods to take this boy away and inflict tortures on him and kill him. The gods and the warriors, they took this boy to a faraway place. They gave a lot of tortures to this boy. They just put him inside a circle of fire. They just rolled him from the mountain, and nothing affected Prahlada physically or mentally, because he was completely under the protection of Lord Vishnu. His mind is always connected to Lord Vishnu, and he didn't react the least. So the warriors and the gods, they brought back the child Prahlada to the father Hiranyakashipu, and they said they were helpless. And Hiranyakashipu was very angry, and his mind is perplexed, and he was in great misery. So one day he asked, "Where is the Lord you talk about? I don't see him anywhere. Where is the Lord you talk about? Is he there in this pillar?" Pointing to a pillar in his palace, he asked Prahlad. And Prahlad said, "Yes, he is everywhere, and I could see him there in that pillar too." So Hiranyakashipu got from his throne, and he just came near that pillar, gave a hard blow with his fist. Immediately, a terrific sound emerged from that pillar. That pillar just split into two, and the man-lion form of Lord Vishnu, the 4th avatar of Lord Vishnu, Lord Nrsimha emerged from that pillar with a terrific sound, and the whole assembly was engulfed in luminosity. Even Hiranyakashipu was completely covered by the power of that Lord. He just walked near Hiranyakashipu and took Hiranyakashipu in his hands and put him on his thighs. Lord Vishnu in the Nrsimhavadar, he sat on the entrance of the assembly hall on a twilight time. He just opened Hiranyakashipu's body with his sharp nails and killed him. Lord Nrsimha killed Hiranyakashipu. But his anger did not subside with that. Lord Nrsimha was in a spree to kill all the followers of Hiranyakashipu. He killed many asuras, many devas, rishis, gurus, Gandharvas, even Lord Brahma was there. But no one could go near Lord Nrsimha or dare to go near him. So he killed many asuras, and everyone was afraid of that because he was in a rage to wipe out the Asuric clan. So Lord Brahma, he asked Prahlada, Bhakta Prahlada, to request the Lord to stop this spree of killing the asuras. Bhakta Prahlad, he went near the Lord very boldly. He went near the Lord and he just fell on the Lord's feet. And this action of Prahlad cooled Lord Nrsimha. And immediately Prahlada sang a very beautiful hymn that was a gem of a hymn, embedding all the Atma Vidya and devotional concept in it. And Lord Nrsimha was very pleased by this hymn, very pleased by the knowledge of Prahlad, and he cooled down and he asked Prahlada to ask for some boons. And Prahlada asked that I do not want any worldly pleasures, I just want refuge in you. And thus he very intelligently didn't ask about any temporary worldly boons. But Lord Nrsimha advised Prahlada to rule over his clan of Asuras for some time, enjoy the position and status and power, all the time dedicating his actions, that is dedicating the results of the karma to the Lord, so that no karma will bind him and he will be free from taking birth. His karmic account will be balanced by this, by dedicating all the actions to the Lord. So he advised thus and disappeared from everyone's vision. Then Prahlada, when he grew up, he ruled the Asura clan for many years he ruled. And all the time dedicating his action to the Lord and always thinking about, remembering about Lord Vishnu. And thus after his lifetime he attained liberation. So one must remember that at the time when Lord Nrsimha appeared before Prahlada, he was barely 5 years of age. At that very young age, he had that knowledge and devotion towards Lord Vishnu. So this is the very inspiring story of the small child Prahlad. And in my next video, I would like to share with you the story of Nachiketa, another story of devotion and knowledge. For now, thank you for watching.